In Fluent Form, you can query what the customer can publish with the front-end submission, or what they can customize when they already have made a front-end submission. And I'm going to show you how you can do this in Fluent Forms. Now, there are two forms that we are going to discuss, and one is the front-end submission, and the other one is update the post from the current author. So this is the first one, and as you can see, we are using in this tutorial this field, and it can do two things. It can update the post for the current user, so when somebody has posted something, then they can update it. And the other form is this one, and it's the same widget that we are going to use, but in this case we are going to query it to a particular post type. So when they want to submit a post, then you can decide what for post type you want them to allow to submit. Now this is the custom post type, and as you can see here, you can also use the default post. I really don't know a use case where you can enable people to make a page. Maybe when you have employees or something like that, but we're not going to use it now. But as you can see here, you also can use the jet engine core or the jet engine, but then you must be sure what you're doing, because you can make a mess of it if you don't know it. You have to use queries, and basically what WordPress does, in WordPress there are basic queries. So for example, user, and then underscore, and then query. So this is one example, but you have also post queries, and you have also the loop queries. There are a lot of queries, and you can read the documentation, of course, in WordPress, or watch one of my other tutorials where I've discussed queries, but in this case it's not so important for this tutorial. So let's just see what it does. So when we are going to the page, then you can see here the page and the current user. I am the current user and the author of the particular post. So when you see here, then I can only use this particular post, and then I can customize it. You can see that it will be pre-filled, and if I'm going to an incognito, and then I'm gonna say that I'm somebody else, and then you can see that I can only select the post. It makes no sense at all, the picture, but whatever. You can see that I can only customize my own post. And when you are going to update the post and you select the post, and you can see that I can select two of them. So now I'm able to select the post type where I want to submit the new form. So it will override the post. These are two custom post types. If you can see, this one is also in here. So when they update it, then it will override this post. So it's a very, it makes no sense. This query makes no sense, but it's just to let you see what it can do. So don't get confused. Sorry, maybe I'm a little bit too complicated, but I hope that you can follow me. So two forms are it, and when you go into this particular form, then you can see it's is selected with the current user, so only they can update their own posts. And when you say all posts, then they can update all the posts, but you obviously you don't want that. And in here you can query it more, but that will be later on in this tutorial. So when we go into this form, so this is the current user updates their own posts, and we're going to customize it. Then you can see here the post feeds. You can only use the post feed when you're going to integrations and have selected for the post types, custom post types. Let's do it quick. Um, this one, post and custom post type. So when we're going back to the form, to the post feeds, then you can see here that I've embedded I have one post feed for this form, for this particular form. So user can update their posts. So don't check new post, but update the post, and then you can fill in the post title, the current post, the expert, the future image. And once again, if you want to know how I did that, then watch the other tutorial, because otherwise it maybe gets too long, this tutorial. But when we are going to the other form, so this is the post type. When we are hovering over here, then you can see that I'm selected the custom post type. And the custom post type is in here. We see this is the post type. And this is the particular post type. And when we are going to this post feeds, then you can see that it's a new post. So don't update post, but it's a new post. If you choose for update post, then well, it just doesn't work. You can also read the article for the particular queries, how you can customize them. You can use multiple queries. So for example, you can put out the author name, and then must be a particular name. So if it's the name of somebody who works with you, then you can use author name is, and then the name for the person that is working for you. And then you have to fill it in like it says here in the article. So author underscore name is. So if you can see here, author, that is the default query parameter from WordPress, and then name is also, well, it's in most of cases is default, and then the name. And of course you can also use the n sign, and when you are using a particular query, then you use the n sign, and then embed another criteria. And well, it speaks for itself. You can also use arrays, and when you want to use arrays, so the category number 2, and then the post type number 3, then you can do that as well. You can watch the PHP functions and then see what it does, and then you can customize it, and you can make it as long as you want. But that is not how what this tutorial is about. If you want to know it exactly how it works, maybe then I'm gonna make another dedicated tutorial for that. But in this case I won't, because it will take too long. Now, this is for the post types, and it's quite simple actually, and straightforward. The only thing that you want to do is when you are going to the front end of your website, and where you are embedding the particular fields, then you have to select for advanced, and you go to the dynamic visibility, and you enable it when they only can have as exit to the form when they are the author. So it's very annoying when everybody sees it. So I've done it in here, and then I'm going to the advanced and to the dynamic visibility. Actually, I did it in the form field itself, so with a little pencil. Then to the dynamic visibility, of course, is the other form. Now, let's see dynamic visibility. So I've toggled it on, and then I've chosen for show the elements if with the condition is logged in. But what you have to do is use the current author. So let me see. Post is current author. So the current post author. So this is what you have to do, and then you have to update it. Now, that's the only thing that you have to do. So simple is it. And don't forget when you're making custom post types, for example, when you want to have the Google post fields, then you the mapping fields, then you have to go to, of course, to Jet Engine and to the to the settings of Jet Engine, and there embedded in the map fields embed the Google code, the API, the token, but the same token, so not an other token, you also have to embed in Fluent form. So keep that in mind, otherwise the map form won't work. There must be the same tokens. Yeah, that was a little update for Fluent form. And if you want to know exactly how you can build up those forms, then of course you can watch the other tutorials.